proven.
So
After a little while,
soothing color.
yes,
Ah.
you can wear, for instance, we're wearing kind of gray tones, like soft gray tones. I don't know if it's coming across that way on the TV, but
Only unless they have black and white. I think it's coming
yeah,
across.
okay, and they're actually blue is a fabulous power color.
Really?
Yes.
Dark? Any color blue?
Any kind of blue is fantastic. Navy with a lighter blue. Black is, everybody in New York tends to wear black, but black is actually if you wear solid black, it's actually a very unapproachable color. It's good to wear black from head to toe if you're going to fire somebody, if you're doing a power move in the boardroom.
Okay.
It's a very unapproachable color. It makes you, if you want to be like that, if you want to be that kind of in that situation where you want people to look at you like that, then fine.
Is it a power color?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you want to have power, and you need power that day, that's good.
Yeah. But if you want to find out, more secrets to all of this, you can actually the ebook is great to get and listen to the free teleseminar on the resource page, because it will give you a lot of it's a good companion piece, actually.
It's amazing that you're giving away a teleseminar. That's fantastic.
Sure.
Yeah. It's a great website, and it really does, it connects for small businesses. You're going to find things that, I think, things that Jude needed when she was doing her small business and wasn't available. So she went out and got them and said, hey, I'm going to put this idea together, and we're going to do a website and want to be on there. And so what are some of the things? Like, I know you have health insurance for small businesses, which is fantastic.
Yes, I'm a broker, actually. I do life accident and health benefits for sole props, individuals, small groups. I've been doing that for actually quite a while, but I just became an independent broker recently and started my own basic little company with that. And plus I can go in and my services page is actually packed with what I can do for people. And there's also a Coach Chat Radio interview with this lovely lady on there.
Yes,
and I love that. It's great. And it's, I come in, I'm actually an award-winning trainer as well with sales teams, and go in there and just help people build their sales teams, or help them, because we all need, you can set up your business, everything's great, but you need clients. Bottom line, you need clients. And how do I get them? So I help people out with their marketing and whatnot, because a lot of people think if they just advertise, they will come. No. Advertising, believe it or not, does not bring you really clients per se, but it does brand you. It gets you in front of people constantly. Networking is, you have to network. You can't do business without networking in some way.
Do you know how many people you've made very sad out there? Everybody hates networking.
Get my book, look fabulous, give a good first impression, and get out there and network. But there's ways you can do it. There's tips on the site. I do have some I do have an online newsletter too called The Last Word that's seasonal. It's also free.
Great. So they can sign up for that.
Well, they can just go on the website and read it seasonally and read.
It's on the website.
Yes,
okay,
I just upgrade it and change it every season.
Oh,
and it's wonderful to be able to just. I love going on there, and I do all my own. Believe me, I don't know anything about it. I'm not an IT girl, but I did design my website myself, and I do everything myself. I don't know how, but I do. So that's how I've done everything in my life. But
let me ask you something now. Who comes to you? Who are your clients? Would it be someone who says, oh, you know what, I think I want to start my own business. I want to bake my own cakes and sell them to restaurants. They would come to you, and you would be able to do what with them? Is that too simplistic?
No, it depends on the person. It's very different from one client to another. I'm used to working with groups and with everything. What we do is we'd sit down and just go over the game plan. People, they tell you do a business plan. Well, we would go over the game plan, and we would look at everything, and I actually helped them to refine and keep it really simple, because a lot of people get out of fear or ignorance or whatever, and we all do that. We all start from somewhere. You bulk it up too much. There's too much there, or you don't take into consideration some really important things that would actually keep you from going bankrupt if you ever had a problem.
Have you ever heard the expression, inch wide and mile deep? It's like, rather than try to give them a mile of information, condense it and go as deeply as you can.
I like to keep it as simple as I can and let the person think about it, because there are things that you're going to have to do. I could advise, who you should speak to, specialists in different areas.
Would you do any coaching to determine entrepreneurial skills and deficits? Would that be your first step?
I could pretty much do anything. It depends on the person. I literally have to interview the person first and see what, maybe I don't need to help them. Maybe they just need to go to Plan B and go see, get their business up and running. Like go to a lawyer, get an LLC pulled together, or do it themselves. By the way, I didn't do that. I did everything on my own. I didn't go to a lawyer to get my corporation going. I dealt directly with the state to do that, and there are things you can do to save a lot of money. So that's a good segue into that. I mean, I know how to do things where you don't have to pay big bucks. If you don't know, you don't know. I mean, you literally don't know sometimes, and you pay. I've done that. I paid a publicist. Like when I first started Clout years ago, so much money, I'm embarrassed to tell you. And she came highly recommended by someone, and she did absolutely nothing for me. I was paying her rent for her for about 5 months.
We did that. We hired a publicist.
Yeah, so I don't do that anymore.
Money, and it was amazing how little he did. It was like, well, why?
Yeah. You can actually do it yourself. I know how to do it. I do PR web. I've run events. I have a charity. I've raised money for things. I write for a magazine regularly too, and that's also on the site, by the way. You can read those. It's complimentary. But there's just ways to do things, and sometimes I like to be able to sit down with people. I don't tell people what to do. Again, this is not how to.
Well,
it's how come.
As a coach, you wouldn't anyway.
No, but you have to really start thinking about. You'd be surprised how many coaches do that.
I know.
It's like my way. It's my way or the highway.
Well, I have to bite my tongue. It's like, I have the answer, but it's my answer.
I know.
I'm going to tell you, but
I know. You lead them to water, and if they don't drink, that's okay.
Put your head in.
Push your head in. Yeah, wake them up. Wake up. Yeah. But anyway. Next
it sounds to me like people could actually come to you at any stage in business. I mean, if you're trying to determine whether you actually want to be an entrepreneur with all that entails,
exactly,
or as a guideline for, okay, I'm here, but I need to be here. How do I get there? Or as an assessment, did I make a mistake? It's like, should I be here? It's like,
why? Like I was saying to you earlier, if I've got all of this, how come I'm not this?
Exactly.
Okay, you got to get real, and it's also a thing that, let's face it, like we were talking before, everybody changes. I mean, I'm a quick change artist myself. I mean, it's just the way I've lived my life. I've chose to live that way. I've chose to be self-employed my whole life, except, as I said, when I got my green card. So I know what it's like, and I really support that. I really love people that are self-employed, the sole prop person. Anybody who goes out there, I'm totally supportive of them. And just like I am with small businesses. You never catch me in a department store. It's like I really like my little community. And some of these people are my clients. Even the co-op building I live in, they're my clients. I mean, hey, I can't even, let my guard down. I have to always be, But anyway, you don't want to see the real me. But that's what I'm saying is that, you change. And you don't realize. Sometimes you feel, oh, my God, why can't I talk to this person anymore? What's going on here? Could be a relationship, anything. It's because you've changed, and you don't realize to the extent that you've changed.
Or they've changed, but
right. Everybody does. Right, or your perception changes. Their perception changes. I mean, that's just the way it is. Sometimes you can work it out, and sometimes you can't. And you know what? It might be sad, but that's just the way it is. You have to be able to take that and become more philosophical about change and use it to your best. Instead of getting frightened about it, just grab onto it really hard and go, wow, this is great. I'm gonna do something. I don't know what yet, but I'm gonna do something. And this is why it's good to have somebody to talk to. I have a mentor building my broker business. This person has over 27 years experience, and he was a star broker in his field. And without his help, I wouldn't have been directed to the people that are reaching out and helping me now. You need to have somebody to talk to that knows more than you.
Or a mentor, or whatever.
Right.
But I think the coach is more for discovering your inner talents, and then the mentor is someone who's been there, done that.
Exactly.
And it may be two different people, and you may be lucky, and it may be the same person. But Yeah, I think, and it's very easy to say, because we were both talking that, we both worked our way up the corporate ladder sort of and got to the top and went, this isn't quite as much fun as I thought it would be. It's a lot of money. That's good.
Yeah, you can make tons of money, but if it's not, you're not being authentic and you're living somebody else's life and making them even more or whatever.
Or using the yardstick that someone else has used for success.
Exactly.
And that's what I did when I was doing my corporate thing. It was like, okay, it's like I'm at the top and I'm making this amount of money and I'm having no fun at all and I have no life. So it was like, okay, this is not going to last for me. So like you said, it's enjoying the journey.
Exactly.
But if you're on someone else's journey, that's no fun. So you really have to go back and discover what your
Well,
journey is.
the first thing I always tell people is, whether I'm doing a speaking engagement or whatever on these topics, is that you have to go home and you have to pick up that yardstick that you've got in the corner and you have to break it and throw it away. Because it's not your yardstick. It's not your measuring stick. You have to make your own.
Oh, I like that. I just happen to use yardstick, but yeah, that is exactly you do.
I always tell people, get rid of it
yeah.
because it's not yours. It's your parents, your friends, somebody else, your old bosses, whoever that told you that you should be doing this at this time in your life. Who said that? Who said that? I mean,
and the rules are gone anyway.
There's no rules anymore.
But the rules are gone. So it's like it's a frightening time. Certainly if you've lost a job and you've got people depending on you. But it's also a time to say, oh my gosh, as long as I have to go through this, let me go through it for something that I'm really in love with.
Exactly, exactly. You do it for yourself and you do it for other people. And when you do things, when you reach out and you're doing something for other people and not just for yourself or for the dollar, it's amazing the wonderful things that come back to you. And believe me, everything I've said, I'm speaking from experience. It's just, there is no magic formula. And it does take a tremendous amount of courage to really be authentic and to be on your own and to create something. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes other people. It takes shying away from the negativity and staying away from people that tell you, you're never going to do that. I'm sure you're familiar with that. You've probably heard that before. You're never going to do it. Well, guess what? I did it, And sometimes
maybe what you can do is take one baby step and just say, okay, let me just flout the rules here and see what happens. And I think once you get used to doing that, then it's like, oh, well, let me try and expand it. But that's what the fundamentals of Clout is all about. It's like putting you out there, the real you, and sometimes you have to dig and scratch.
It's all about the different things that you have to do, and to have that incredibly fabulous, powerful first impression and a lasting one, because that's your best advertisement. You're the product, no matter what you're selling or what you're doing. People buy you. They buy you because of the way you make them feel. They buy you because of the service that you give them. But basically, it is the feeling. It's the experience they're buying, and you've got to make sure that your product is always up to date, that you always have the right wrapping for it, and that you sound the right way. Whatever you present to the public, that's how you're going to be seen. You might mail something to somebody, they'll look at it and they'll go, oh, what is this? I don't want to deal with this person. You have to be and it doesn't cost a lot of money either. It doesn't.
I won't deil with things with typos. It's like there's no
excuse exactly.
anymore.
No, there isn't.
Well, let's give them, because we have a minute left. Do you believe that?
Wow!
Let's give them your website
again. Okay.
Yes, www.clout, C-L-O-U-T, etc.com.
Exactly.
And forget about the long spelling. We don't need that.
We don't need that. Yeah.
And it's if you were looking, the book you can find the Fundamentals of Clout on there, and it's really a reasonably priced book. And you can also go to Amazon.com, but you have to put in the search with your last name in it.
Exactly. It says that the instructions are right there on the home page. You're going to see a lot of links and a lot of information. You can navigate around. There's a navigation bar throughout the site, and you just have to type in my last name. When you get to the Amazon.com Kindle ebooks, I made the link straight there. You just go up to search. You just type in GORGOPA. It is on my site, so you can't forget it, but it's my last name. It'll pop right up. Okay, and I was just proud. I was saying that I actually got a review already with 5 stars. So.
Wow, so you can at least go on and read that. But let me thank you for coming. It's been delightful,
yes.
And I'm so glad. I'm sorry it took us 5 years, but let's do it again really soon.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. My pleasure.